Hey guys, me again. Uh, can't really tell I dyed my hair red, but it's not really showing very well with the lighting here. Um, so I haven't been on here for a while, so I have to put some new videos up. Since I last, I guess I'm gonna talk to you about the first thing that comes to mind, which is I saved a dog. uh, I went to the Humane Society because I had an interview there. So, they called me back. They're like, oh, yeah, well, you can get the job and stuff, so come in for an interview. So I went in for an interview and come back, and I go on my Facebook and everything, and all of a sudden I see one of my friends that I went to school with, middle school with. She had a dog, and she's like, I'm sick and tired of this dog. I don't want this dog. I'm gonna throw it in the motherfucking lake. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Give me your address. I'll come get the dog now. Um, not expecting anything. So about 2 days later, she messages me back on Facebook. She's like, "Oh, if you want the dog, you can come get her anytime." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I can't come tonight because I don't have any gas, but I can come in the morning." So she's like, "Okay." So I go get got her address and everything. We met up by my old middle school, and the minute I saw the dog, I fell in love with her. She was a pit mix, but she was gorgeous. They gave him some name that I couldn't even pronounce and everything, so I just called her Roxie because she looked like Roxie more. And you know, I could tell she was in an abusive household because when the guy got her out of the car, he ripped her out of the damn car. Like, get the fuck out, I don't want you anymore. Like, I was like, damn, come on, this is a dog, come on. Be nice to it. Well, later in finding out that this dog is actually very aggressive towards men, didn't really go so well. I mean, like, I watch Pitbulls and Parolees all the time, and it's true. That breed is a strong comeback because the minute I met her, she was kind of like, didn't trust me at all. And then finally she, loosened up and came by me and loved me, you know. But she was probably the only dog I pretty much fell in love with. So I took her because one of my boyfriends, I'm gonna say, because we're not really together, but he uh he said, oh yeah, I'll bring the dog over, you know. So I go and bring the dog over, and I showed my friend Ashlyn and Jason, and I'm like, I got a pit bull in my back of my car. Come see her, you know. And they came out and saw her, and she was just growling and grrr. And they're like, well, go get the leash, bring her out. And I'm like, I ain't putting my hand in there. I ain't gonna grab that leash. Hell no. The way her head was down, I was not about to put my hand in there, cause she didn't trust me yet. But yeah, the chain was, you know, the the actual like chain link thing was like, this is like part of the metal part. This is how thick it was, and like the chains were like fucking like this big. But like, it brought me down when I first held that leash. I was like, oh shit, fuck, this dog is like strong as hell. Which you could tell she was mostly pit because she did have that strong pull to her when we walked her a couple times. But we didn't pull her out. So you know, I went to my boyfriend's house, and I was like, oh well, here's the dog, and he's like, okay, and she he was okay with her, and like she was fine with him after a while, but he thought she was gonna give him kisses, and that's the one thing she didn't like, is if you go over her, she's gonna nip. And she ended up, getting his chin and shit. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. And he's like, I don't want the dog. I'm like, why? You just have to control her. You just need to learn how to handle her, and you need respect her and shit. So what can you do? I took her home. I picked up my friend. We went to. So I'm like, oh well, let's go drop her off. Let's go show grandma. So I came back and I'm like, grandma, look at my pit bull. And she's like, oh, nice. And she's like, I don't want her. You can't keep her here. She's too big. And she wasn't that big. She was like, maybe, you know, I don't know how to say it, like 2, uh, up to my knee at least. I'm a short person. So, you know, sweetest dog though. Like we brought her home, and yeah, she was kind of growly with like a couple people, but when me and her were together, she just was like, "Oh, you're my favorite. I love you. I love you. I love you." I mean, I sat down on the ground next to her, and she just laid on me like completely. "Oh, you're my bestest. You're the bestest," and gave me kisses and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, so sweet." um, but we had to take her to the Humane Society because we didn't. I couldn't keep her, and no one else wanted her. So I ended up taking her to the one in Jackson. And since I didn't find her in Jackson, I had to take her all the way to Waukesha. That's fucking far as hell. I don't know where fucking Waukesha or Waukesha is. What the fuck? I came here, dropped her off because I wanted to spend time with her. I ain't gonna be driving to Waukesha, which is like a 2 hour fucking drive, to go see her. Yeah, she was a sweetheart, but I'm not gonna go that far to go see a dog that I'm not gonna be able to even have. So, me and my friend, we were driving. He had the directions. He's telling me where to go and everything. And I'm looking for this place, and I wasn't paying attention to my speed. Well, I see a fucking cop. Oh shit! Now my friend has weed, pipe, and an illegal knife on him. 3 fucking things. So I'm like, I knew I was going too fast, and I knew I was gonna get pulled over because it was my last day driving my car. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get pulled over. So I see him, and sure enough, he's pulling out. He pulls out right behind me, and I'm like, fuck. I kind of like looked at him. I'm like, throw all your fucking shit in underneath the fucking seat, and don't make a lot of movement. Don't. So he does it and everything. Yeah, as soon as he throws it under, wheel, 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 wheel. Oh fuck, damn it. So I pull over and everything, and yeah, pretty much got pulled over. Not too bad is what I'm gonna say because the cop was actually pretty nice. Not gonna lie, pretty nice cop. Probably the best cop I've ever dealt with. So, we're talking, or he comes up, asks for my license and my registration. I show him, and he's like, there's two reasons I pulled you over today. I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like, I know I was probably speeding and everything. He's like, yeah, you were going 65 in a 40, and I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was going that fast. Um, me and I'm looking for the Humane Society, and I can't find it. And I was looking for roads, and I will admit I wasn't looking at my speed. And he's like, okay, he understood that. And he's like, so he went back to his car, checked all my shit, my very first offense, so he didn't care. And he's like, he comes back, and he like looked at the dog, and he's like, oh, is she nice? And I'm like, I just got her today, and the way she's been acting between all the men she's dealt with today, she doesn't like men. And he's like, oh, well, and then he kind of put his hand near the window, and she's like, grrr, grrr. And I'm like, I just looked at her, I'm like, Roxie, baby girl. And she looked at me, and I'm like, shh, it's okay, he's a good guy. And she kind of was like, okay. And she started wagging her tail and everything, and I'm like, oh. Couldn't help but love the dog. I mean, she was a sweetheart, a total sweetheart. Um, also, so the cop looks at me, he's like, well, your tags are expired, which it was May 13th, and it is only May 27th. Or it was May 25th when this happened. So I'm like, well, you know, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. And he's like, well, you're doing a good thing, so I'm gonna let you off, but make sure. And I'm like, look, I'm selling my car tomorrow. It doesn't even matter. The tags are, the people are gonna buy their own tags and everything. And they're like, okay, okay. So he let me go, and he gave me directions. And I kind of had a little joke with him. I'm like, oh, well, if you want a pit bull, she's sweet when I get her out of the car. I can bring her out of the car if you want to play with her. And he's like, no, that's okay. No, that's okay. And I'm like, okay, well. thanks for giving me directions. And, he gave me the right directions. And I asked him, I'm like, so how far is it? And he's like, oh, it's probably about 5 more miles from here. And I'm like, okay. So, pretty much happy because we left pretty well, no fucking shit. No fucking tickets, no nothing. I was happy as a bitch. Let's put it that way. I was super happy. Uh, so that was my saving a pit bull, trying to be like Tia from Pitbulls and Parolees. Also, but when I gave her into the Humane Society, I kind of cried because even though it was like 4 hours 4 to 5 hours with this dog, it really amazed me. Like she changed from scared, frightened, on like guard every minute of her, pretty much of her life, and she loved me. Like I did know my boundaries. I wasn't afraid of her, and I didn't show her my fear because I know that's the one trick for pits and stuff that dogs can sense fear. And if they sense your fear, they're gonna do something. They're gonna think they can overpower you, and I don't do that shit. No, no, no. But so when I took her in, I told her where I found her and everything, and like okay, and I'm like, oh, I gave her a little nickname named Roxie. And so they're like, okay, and the nurse took the chain, and I looked at her, and I kind of knelt down next to her, and I'm like, it's okay, baby girl, you're gonna get a better home, and get so teary-eyed when I say this part because you know that was the first dog that actually trusted me enough to love me. I mean, I've had dogs. I've had various dogs. I've had black labs, border collies, German shepherds. Never had a pit. But this pit that I had for this 5 hours was legit probably the sweetest dog I've ever had. I knelt down when I said goodbye to her. I knelt down on my knee and I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, "You're gonna get a better home," and she just gave me kisses. This was like the first time she ever kissed anybody in front of me, and she just gave me a whole bunch of kisses, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to give her up now." So, yeah, me and her, you know, I love that dog. But that's me saving a pit bull, and I really hope they would keep her for at least a year for me because I really want to get her back. Uh, so that's me saving a pit bull. You want to know anything else? You know, message me, put something on my wall, let me know what you want to hear. I'm just gonna tell you stories of my life from now on because vlogging is too fucking hard. So yeah, let me know if you want to hear anything else and I'll tell you more. Alright, bye.